predict what your customer will want to buy next? Hi, this is Suzie of SuzieBujok.com, and in this video, I'm going to show you a simple selling strategy based off of your customers' buying habits that's going to take you from making willy-nilly sales based off hope and luck to effectively selling and creating intentional offers that will have your customers coming back for more. For quick and easy ways to implement simple business strategies, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. More times than not, our customers already have a pretty good idea of what they want to buy, so paying attention to those buying habits will create an open selling opportunity for you that is less intrusive and much more sustainable. Okay, let's talk about customer shopping habits. Paying attention to what your customer is buying allows you to forecast into the future what their needs will be, which then allows you to be able to tell them which product is best suited for those needs. Back in the day when coupon mailouts were all the rage, larger retail stores used software to track their customers' buying habits because they knew that by doing so, they could predict their future buying needs. So there was a specific department store at the time that decided that they wanted to bring in produce. Now, they were better known for household items and clothing and home decor, so breaking the market in produce was very difficult for them. So they decided to implement a new tracking strategy. Based off of quantity, product, and patterns, the software would conclude which one of their customers was pregnant. Then they would target those customers with specialty creams and toiletries and clothes and basically anything maternity. Now, why was the maternity market so important to them? Because they were looking at the future and at the bigger picture. See, they had a hard time getting people through the door to buy groceries because going to a grocery store seemed like a much more logical choice. But they knew that if they could get the mothers coming in for their maternity items, not only would that turn into baby items, but they fully understood that parents of newborns are perpetually tired. And at that point, they don't want to shop around, they want a one-stop shop for all of their needs. And at that point is when they started marketing their food and produce to the parents. So they built an entire marketing strategy solely based off of what their customers will need next. Okay, so why is this important and how does it translate into your business? Sometimes we try to bombard people with all of our products and all of our solutions all at once. We lose sight of the bigger picture and get tunnel visioned into making the biggest sale on the spot. Now, even though you might have the best intentions, knowing that if you combine all these products at once, they're going to get the best result, many times this will backfire on you because people will get overwhelmed. And you may not only end up losing that sale, but any potential sales because they're going to feel like you don't have their best interest at heart. So how do you pay attention to what they're buying so that you could promote the right product at the right time? Let me give you an example of this. Okay, let's say that you're selling health products, and I'm going to use this as an example because unfortunately I find that it happens a lot in this industry. Customer comes in and says, I don't have a lot of energy because I work and I have kids and I'm just really busy. And the seller says, oh, I have the perfect program for you. If you take this now and take that later and add this now and change this later and do this now and take 5 of these later, this $400 program will work wonders for you. Okay, let's back up. What do we know about this customer? Number 1, they want more energy. And number 2, they're very busy. So adding another regimen to their already busy lives is only going to do what? Overwhelm them. And the complexity of your solution may actually cause them to stop taking the product altogether if they do decide to buy it. This will be followed by buyer's remorse and then never buying from you again in fear that when they come in to talk to you, you're going to talk them into buying something that they really don't need. So instead, what if you had said this? Okay, I understand that you're busy, so I want to recommend the easiest option to gain you more energy. Add this easy to mix powder into a glass of water once a day, and then this will, and then list off the benefits that best suit their needs. And then ask them, does this work with your lifestyle? Great. We have other products that I think would further benefit you, but how do you feel about starting here? And then, great, I'll follow up with you in 2 weeks and see how you're making out. Then you follow up. They tell you they've noticed a difference and they want more. Now you've established a successful buying relationship. So what's next? Now, you know your products better than anybody else. So you have to ask yourself, now what's the next best solution to their next need? Now, you've actually learned quite a bit from their first purchase. Number one, they were willing to invest in themselves. Number two, they were able to follow through and take what they bought as directed, which means that there's a level of commitment there. And number three, you have established a level of rapport and a buying relationship of trust. So now they're going to be a little bit more open to what else you have to offer. Does this make sense? Now, I'm not telling you never sell your customer more than one product, but you have to listen, especially if they're a brand new customer. Listen to their need and first address that. Listen to the circumstance, to the situation around that need so that you're not overwhelming them. Once you actually succeed on delivering on their first need, the rest will be so much easier. So basically, you're always asking yourself, if they buy this product, what will they need next that's in line with their next need? So if they're pregnant, what will they need next? If they have children, what products will they need next? If they're a startup, what consulting or what software will they need next? If they just bought a car, what services will they need next? If they just got their hair bleached, what will they have to deal with next? If they open a savings account, or if you're in the financial industry, if they did this, what is their next step going to be? If they've just started a gym membership, what are their goals? What will they want to achieve next? If they bought this item of clothing, what will they need next to complete that trendy season look? It's always, if they bought this, what will they need next? Presenting any offer should always be intentional about what the actual customer's needs are. So if I come in and I say, I want more energy, but I'm really busy, don't be selling me a juicer. I don't have time for that. Now, if I find that I get more energy, then you introduce me to taking more nutrients, then you introduce me into eating differently, followed by a meal plan, and my whole life starts changing and transformation happens, and then I buy a juice. That's a totally different story. You've taken me from where I am all the way through all these different things to get me to the end goal, but I will not go there right away. So you have to meet me where my needs are and what my capabilities are as a customer. Does that make sense? Okay, so are you understanding why paying attention to customers' buying habits is so important in order for you to know what their future buying intentions are? Okay, so some of you might be wondering, okay, but how do I do this on a grander scale? Like, what if I'm not doing one-on-one with everyone? How do I apply this to promotions? So based off of what we talked about, this is how I would run promotions based off of customer buying habits. So I would segregate my customers into different categories. So for example, a mechanic might have families, single, adventurous, and business people. Retail, you might have male, female, and then age ranges. Health, you might have parents, children, athletes, and busy corporate people. Now, if you're pretty new to this, I would say keep your categories between 2 to 4. You don't want to have so many categories that you become overwhelmed. It's better to know the needs and niche in on your customers than, serve a bunch of different people and not really appeal to anyone. So 2 to 4 companies, mechanics do a lot of things, but I would say, their main things are families, singles, and corporate, right? Or maybe sports cars, I don't know. But whatever your industry is, you need to know what those categories are. So write those down right now. Time for our action step. Okay guys, this is so important. if you're the main person that's selling, you need to know how to do this. You need to know how to make this comfortable, how to make it natural. You need to know your products well enough that you can walk your customers through these different steps. Now, if you have a sales staff, this is even more important. I cannot tell you how many times I walked into a store and had a completely incompetent sales staff trying to help me or ignore me. But even if they try to help, they have no idea how to do this. I'm asking for one thing and they're taking me to a completely different part of the store and showing me something that makes no sense with what my need is whatsoever. So if you have a sales staff, you need to really figure this out and then be able to implement it across the floor so that everyone knows how to meet your customers' needs properly. You'll see your sales change drastically when this is in place. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so grab a piece of paper and a pen. I really want you to write this down so that at the end of this you have a really nice clear picture of exactly how you're gonna see this through and then follow through with your staff. Okay, so your first step is choose one category. So choose that category and write it down at the top of your page. Okay, step number 2 is choose the biggest need within that category. So if we were talking about a health product and say we wanted to target women who had body issues or weight issues, that's gonna be your biggest need. So you know what category of products you'll be looking at. Now, number 3 is pick your product. Now, you want to pick a product that you've had a lot of good success with, a product that is affordable by most people, and just a good starting point, because from that product, then you're going to walk them through their other needs as they're ready to approach them. So pick that first product and write it down. Now what I want you to do next is at the very bottom of the page, I want you to put the product that is the ultimate sale, like the end goal for your customer. It doesn't matter what price it is. I mean, that is where you want to get every customer if you could get them there. So put that at the bottom of the page. Okay, so the next step is we're gonna try to fill in and bridge that beginning product to the end product. Now you're not just gonna write down a bunch of your products in between. What you wanna do is write down the following needs. So for example, for this lady who wanted more energy, maybe next she realizes, okay, she's lacking in nutrients, so this will be the next product. Then after that, you know, she'll realize that this is, or you'll help her realize that this is the next best step, and you kind of work your way that way. If you're in investment or finances, you know, it might start out with having someone invest in something really small, and then you bring them to the next thing. Well, what do they want to save up for? Or what do they, and you bring them down or up this ladder to where you want them at the very end, based off of their needs. Now, for some of you, the end goal might be a subscription, right? You might be in the repair industry, and every time you come to fix somebody at somebody's house ends up costing a lot of money. So maybe you go out a few times and then you start recommending that they actually go on a monthly subscription. So if they pay so much per month, then no matter how many times you have to come out, it's covered. And there is like a yearly subscription. So maybe that's your end goal, which is actually a pretty good end goal. You definitely, you know, bringing in money on a monthly basis is definitely the way you want to build your business. So if you can do that, definitely have a sit down and think about how that would work for your business. Okay, so I want you to do that for every single category. So you're gonna write down your category, that category's biggest need, and then the entry-level product, and then you're gonna go through that list to the end goal of that sales cycle. So this is going to be a clearly set out selling strategy for specific customers. Now when someone comes in, you're going to know based off of what they're looking at where they fall in that cycle. Now they might not come in at first. Maybe they might say, well, I'm already taking this and da-da-da-da-da, and you'll recognize that they're about 3 steps down, which is great because now you're able to meet them where they are and actually suggest the proper products for them. Whereas before you might have, you know, suggested something way too early or something way too expensive. So now when they come in, you're just a lot more aware of what their actual needs are and the exact best solution for them. Okay, I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited because I want you guys to be in control of your sales. I want you to feel good about intentionally helping your customers. So here are the 3 things that we've learned in this video. Number 1, now you have a clear-cut guide to how to offer certain products to your customer based on what they're already looking at or their buying habits in a way that will suit them and create a long-lasting buying relationship. Number 2, your customers will feel like they're connecting with you. You're actually doing what's in their best interest. So that's going to build a long-term relationship as well, which will have them coming back and also telling other people about you. And number 3, this will help you manage selling expectations. Now, whether that's just for yourself or even for your entire staff, right? No longer are you going in there thinking, oh, I have to sell everything all at once and I have to have these big sales. Now you want to be really intentional about it and build the sale because you know the bigger picture and the long-term goal. You want customers that are going to keep coming back, and they're going to come back to you because you're the expert in that field and they trust you and rely on you for all of their shopping needs when it comes to whatever niche market that you're in. Okay guys, if you found this helpful, please let me know by leaving a comment below. And as always, hold yourself accountable. Jump on our Facebook page and let me know how the exercise went. Did you get stuck somewhere? I'm happy to engage with you, give you some suggestions. I'm always looking forward to touching base. Thank you for watching, and as always, to your success. See you in the next video.